What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. This is my first ever video. Today we're going to be doing a UFC 309 main card prediction video. We're just sticking to the main card. I do think that the prelims are pretty underrated, but for the sake of this video, we'll stick to the main card. So let's move on to the first fight on the main card. Mauricio Rufy versus 0-2 in the UFC, James Lontop. Now, if we're being real, I think not even 99%, I think 100% of MMA fans know what's going to happen in this fight. Mauricio Rufy is going to absolutely style on this man. He's a fighting nerd. Fighting nerds have been looking incredible lately. Mauricio Rufy has looked incredible lately, especially in his last fight. So many highlight real moments in that fight. And yeah, man, that just leads into my prediction. I think Rufy is going to, like I said, style on him, land a couple big shots. And then when he has him hurt, he's gonna stalk him against the fence like all the fighting nerds do. They excel at that, and he's probably gonna find the right shot, put him out of there. And as you can see, POTN stands for Performance of the Night. I think he's gonna win Performance of the Night bonus with this performance, with this knockout. Now let's move on to the next fight. On this main card, we have Vivian Araujo versus Karine Silva. Uh, I'm not really gonna go into depth on this fight. I think that Karine Silva has what it takes to get this done. I think Viviane Araujo is like 2-4 in her last six. Karine Silva, she's riding a 5 or 6 fight win streak. 17 of her 18 wins are by finish, and she has pretty damn good jiu-jitsu. Viviane Araujo, she's cool and all, but I have Karine Silva. What the? Okay, my bad, guys. Wait, I think I put the wrong name in. Let me cross that out. That was supposed to be Karine Silva by third round submission. Now this could very well go to we can cross out in phase two. Now this could very well go to a decision, but with Karine Silva's high finish rate, I'm gonna I'm gonna predict a finish in this fight, and I think that it's gonna come by way of submission in the second or third round. I think it's gonna be a little later than earlier, so I picked the third round. Moving on, this is the first actually hyped matchup on this card. I know we're all hyped for Mauricio Rufy, but I'm not saying hyped fight. I'm saying hyped matchup because this matchup we're actually excited to see who's gonna win. And yeah, man, I think like majority of the MMA community has some kind of subconscious hate for Bo. I'm not gonna say me included because I do think he's a good fighter, man. But I was like, why are the UFC pushing him so much? Looking back at it, I can see why. This man has talent. He has skill. Some of the best wrestling accolades outside of the UFC. Obviously, it doesn't always translate into the octagon. But with that being said, man, listen. At first, I thought that this is gonna be like another Ian Gary situation where, he steps up in competition. He fights Jeff Neal, MVP. Both of those fights were lackluster, close decisions that could have went either way. And after those fights, I know Ian Gary won, but after those fights, people were like, oh, Ian Gary got exposed. Oh, Ian Gary is not who we thought he was. I thought this was going to be a similar type of fight where Bo Nickel wins a close competitive decision. Probably not as lackluster as the Ian Gary wins, but I thought that maybe his hype would die down a little bit. People will be like, oh, Bo Nickel is not who we thought he was. But I don't know, man. Now that we're like a day away from this fight and I'm really thinking about it, I don't think Bo Nickel's going to shoot a takedown, guys. I think that his best path to victory is on the feet. Where Bo Nickel is in the most danger in this fight is on the ground in Paul Craig's guard. And I think Bo Nickel's team at least knows that, and his game plan going into this fight would be to strike with Paul Craig. And I think Bo Nickel is by no means any type of prolific striker. He can be sloppy at times, but I think he has the striking advantage on the feet. He has the power advantage. And yeah, that leads into my prediction. I picked Bo Nickel by second round knockout. And once again, we have the performance of the night bonus under it because I think that he's going to look really good while doing it. Not really good, but the knockout itself will probably be pretty damn clean. And yeah, I mean, he just like the last fight, this could very well go to a decision. You know what I mean? I think Bo Nickel, could hurt him a couple times, win a 30-27, very obvious decision where he's outclassing him on the feet. Paul Craig pulls guard a couple times. Bo Nickel says no, stand back up. But I do think that Bo Nickel's going to finish the fight. I know he only has 6 fights, but 100% finish rate. He does have power in his hands, and I do see him sleeping him in the second round after a dominant first round on the feet, or winning the first round. I wouldn't say dominant, but competitive, but he wins. He edges it out, or does a little more than edge it out. And then, yeah, he gets a knockout in the second round. Moving on to the people's main event, Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. Now, listen, before we even get into the fight, I want to express my desire for this fight to go past 3 rounds. I want those fourth and fifth rounds to be put into use, man, because neither of these fighters had been to the fourth rounds in the UFC at all, and it's even crazy when you think about Charles Oliveira. I mean, was he have like 20 plus UFC fights, and not once has he been to the fourth round. Like, I want to see these guys in the fourth round. Like, this fight is a banger for as long as it lasts. So why don't we hope that this fight lasts longer so we get more of a banger? At least that's what I'm hoping for. I think that 2024 is in need for that obvious fight of the year pick. And if we hit the fourth round in this fight, I mean, it's set in stone. We have a new fight of the year. But yeah, moving on into the fight, man, it's hard to predict because we saw this fight before, and that makes it even tougher to really like analyze because it's not like Charles Oliveira dominated or Michael Chandler dominated. Obviously, Charles Oliveira got the finish, but Charles himself was close to being finished in the first round. And I think that we're gonna have a not a similar first round, but a first round where Chandler has his moments. I think Oliveira is also gonna have his moments. I think he's gonna, be sniping down the middle. He's gonna land that straight right quite a bit. Maybe a couple left hooks. Nothing as clean as a left hook in the second round of their first fight. At least I hope not early. And yeah, Chandler's gonna be explosive, athletic. He's gonna be landing those winging shots. Maybe, man, I'm telling you, if Michael Chandler shoots a straight right down the middle, he might start sleeping a lot more guys. Like, but yeah, that leads into my prediction. Uh, yeah, Michael Chandler by second round knockout. Don't click off yet. Listen, John Jones, Michael Chandler. John Jones, Charles Oliveira, and Bo Nickel. I think that all of us know, all of us MMA fans know that one of these guys are losing tomorrow night. And yeah, there's just 309 is going to have at least one shocking outcome. And I think that this fight is going to be that fight. I think that the first round is going to be competitive. As you can see right here in brackets, round of the year contender. Either the first or the second, probably both if we're being real. I think that both men are going to have their moments. Both men are going to hurt each other. Maybe Oliveira gets dropped. I, if Chandler gets dropped, just know it's over. I think yeah, he's probably gonna get submitted or finish with ground and pound. We've seen Oliveira recover from knockdowns and stuff, but in the second round, I don't think he's gonna recover from the knockdown. So the second round, I think that is gonna be a lot of the same stuff from the first round, and then late as you get into like the deep waters, the second round, like a minute left. I think that Chandler he's gonna wing a big overhand or a left hook, and he's gonna sleep Oliveira out cold, and everyone's jaw's gonna drop. It's gonna be a wild moment, and this is actually my fight of the night pick. Now listen, don't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it. This is a very risky pick, but I feel like it will pay off on Saturday night. I just have a feeling, man. Sometimes you gotta predict based off of feelings, and this is how I feel about this fight. But anyways, let's move on to the main event. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. All right, listen, man. It's time to start being grateful about this fight. It's time to stop hating. Like we gotta be we gotta be grateful, man. John Jones, the greatest of all time, fighting Stipe Miocic, the heavyweight GOAT. I don't care how old they are. Just think about it, man. We are witnessing history right now. This fight is actually historic. That's the key word when it comes to this fight. Historic. It's gonna This fight matters, guys. And yeah, like forget the hate. Let's all be grateful. Let's all sit back and enjoy history in motion. But yeah, moving on into the fight. I feel like I have the script right here in front of me, guys. I think that John Jones, he's gonna fight very carefully. He's gonna take the path of least resistance, take little to no risks, because he's worried about maintaining that GOAT status. He does not want to lose, not at any cost. And yeah, I think he's gonna go out there, completely avoid striking in the early rounds. He's gonna clinch up with Stipe, hold him against the fence, shoot a couple takedowns, maybe get a couple, land land a few elbows in the clinch, maybe a couple knees. And yeah, I think the first two rounds are gonna be lackluster, John Jones dominated rounds. But then when we get into the third round, Stipe, John Jones is gonna shoot. Stipe defends it. Now we're at range. Stipe lands, a couple of jabs, a couple right hands. He might stagger Jones here or there. The commentator's gonna go, "Oh, he's hurt." The crowd's gonna grow anxious, and it looks like the tides are shifting. But then, the bell rings. We move on into the fourth round. John Jones shoots. This time he gets it, and he keeps him there. He's gonna get him in a bad spot, and either he submits him or finishes him with ground and pound in the fourth round. But I predict that he's gonna finish him with ground and pound. I think that he's gonna get him in a similar bad spot to the one he had Gustafson. I don't know how you pronounce that name in the second round in the second fight. I think that yeah, he's gonna get him in a bad position, start pounding away, and the referee's gonna be like, "Fight back, Stipe, fight back." Stipe's gonna have his hands up. He's gonna be trying his best, but John Jones is just gonna stick onto him like glue. Stipe's gonna be stuck, and yeah, the referee's gonna step in and wave it off, and then people are gonna really start talking about John Jones as the GOAT again, same way they did after the surreal fight. Do I think that if he wins this fight, he's like automatically the undisputed GOAT? I don't know. I guess we have to see on Saturday how good he looks, you know what I mean? I think GSP has like the least disputable career. Like he has like the most that anyways, that's a conversation for another day. And yeah, guys, I guess that's my main card predictions for UFC 309. Let me know what you guys think about my predictions and what you think about like this format, the video overall. I know I need a microphone. I haven't really heard the audio yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna sound a little muffled. But hey man, that comes down the line. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, man, I have a couple fun ideas. Definitely more fun than predictions for the future, but predictions have to happen. You know what I mean? They're always fun too. But yeah, man, that's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.